is Shayna Renee, and today I'm going to be giving you an interpretation of what it means to have your Venus in the sign of Gemini. And this could apply to someone you know. And guys, keep in mind, birth times are helpful when it comes to your house placements and your rising sign, and for the most accurate chart. But you technically do not need your birth time to know your moon, Venus, Mars, and all the other planets, okay? So, let's get into it. All right, Venus and Gemini. Venus and Gemini people are very talkative, okay, when it comes to something that they love, when it's something that they value, okay? And they do value friendship a lot, and they value information a lot, and they value facts. All right, they value their community. So if you're a Gemini and Venus, you probably talk a lot about all the information that you've learned, all the random facts that you know. Um, you probably like to go to community events, and we're going to get into more of that in this video. But when a Gemini Venus is in a relationship, they will talk their partner's head off. Okay? So if you are going to be in a relationship with a Venus Gemini person, make sure that you are a good listener, or that you have a good attention span. And they do jump from topic to topic to topic, or they go on about the same thing for a long time. Okay? So they really like someone that can stimulate them mentally. So not only do they like to talk, they need you to be able to add to the conversation as well, and they need you to bring communication and be able to like bat back and forth with them. They love to have someone to talk to. This is probably one of the most important things about being in a relationship with the Gemini Venus, but not just talk. Like, they need you to stimulate them. So you need to be interesting, and you need to talk about things that are interesting to them. Facts. Talk about all the knowledge, all the things you know. They'll want to hear it. Okay. They know a lot about everything. They know a little bit about everything, and they will want to like teach their partner all of their knowledge, and they will want to receive that knowledge from you as well. And keep in mind, when we say knowledge, Gemini is not the person that Gemini Venus is not the person that wants to probably talk a whole lot about philosophy or theories or, spiritual stuff. I'm not saying none of them do, but Venus and Gemini typically, if you're going to talk about that stuff, you better have information, facts, articles, like science backing it up. That is the stuff they want to talk about. Okay? They like people who are very intellectual, people who really think a lot about the things that they know, analyzing, breaking it down. They like those type of personalities. They're not the most like affectionate people, Venus and Libra, because Venus is the planet of love. Okay, so we get across love languages. They're not the most like physically affectionate or like real touchy feely, and like even in sex they may be like silly, you'll need to also like get along with their friends, okay, because they tend to have lots of friends, and they tend to have lots of friends of both sexes. So if you're a jealous person, like doesn't like your person to be friends with the opposite sex, do not get with the Venus and Gemini. Okay. Gemini sons for that matter either, but especially Venus and Gemini, you don't want to do that. All right. And you'll need to be okay with it. Because of their need for like this intense and constant mental stimulation, they can get easily bored, and so they need to have a lot of people to talk to so that they can get these various personalities. And this is why Gemini and Venus people get a reputation for cheating. Okay, even when this planet Venus is in the sign of Gemini, like in the cosmos, like not in your birth chart, this can have an influence on people to cheat in general, but especially like people with Venus and Gemini. All right, I don't want to scare anybody, but I'm just telling you, astrologically speaking, okay. What they need and want in their relationship may like change and vary all the time. So like you may think, oh, I know they like this, and they might like something else the next day, or they may be standoffish and then they won't talk to you. Like that is how they are. This can be confusing to other people, okay? They are never boring though. They're never ever boring. Like, these people will never bore you, but I will tell you that their sex drive is only going to be stimulated if you can mentally stimulate them. If they cannot have a good conversation back and forth and be like interested in what you're talking about, then they're probably, or you don't take interest in what they're talking about, then they're probably not going to want to have sex with you. Okay. So, what else? These people really, really value their friendships. Like I said, it's very important for them to spend time with their friends, to have communication with their friends. Okay, it's very important that you like their friends, or that you want to be around their friends, and if you don't, that you're okay with them hanging out with their friends whenever they want to. They will do just about anything for somebody they consider a friend. Like, so they are very loyal friends. They may not always show up on time or exactly when you need them to, but their heart's in the right place, all right? In relationships, they also need to have a strong friendship with their partner. So these are not people that are all about, the passion and the romance. No, they need more than anything for their partner to be their friend. Great conversation, laughing, joking, things outside of the romantic and physical intimacy. Not saying that they're opposed to that, but they need to have that friendship. And you're usually probably going to become friends with a Gemini before you guys become romantic. That's usually how that's going to go. Okay. They really value their community, as I said earlier. They may prefer living in places where everyone knows each other, or like there's or small towns, or even their hometown. So if you're not comfortable with living in spaces like that where everybody's like knowing each other, then you won't want to like have a long-term living or marriage situation with a Venus and Gemini. Okay. They can seem a little bit nosy, okay, because they really usually know like a lot of their neighbors and stuff, but they're not. They just like to, well, maybe they are, but they really value everyone like coming together and knowing each other, okay. They may love going to local events or places that like hold community gatherings and things like that. And I keep saying like they, as in this is someone you're interested in or that you love, but please, this applies to you. Like if you are Venus and Gemini, okay, everything I'm saying applies to people who have Venus and Gemini. So sorry. So yeah, they really like those community things. Like they love to go to cookouts. They love to go to like yard parties, gatherings. Gemini and Venus values factual information, like I told you. And if you want to teach them something, or you want to, share your views, please come with articles. Please come with references, books, research, whatever you got. Okay, because they're gonna need that. That's how you reach them, and they will fact check, like they will, and it's not because they don't believe you or that they want to prove you wrong. It's just like, this is the way they process information. If it doesn't have that facts that they can see and read about and like process in their analytical mind, then it just won't make sense for them, and it's kind of just has no value unless it has facts or something to back it up. All right. So that is your Venus and Gemini.